Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So we are going to continue with normal distribution. So this one is a little bit different from binomial and Poisson because this is continuous. Okay, normal distribution is continuous. So since it is continuous, you know that we can just simply ignore the equal sign. As you can see from here, let's say you want to find the probability of z less than negative 1.32. If you have equal here, is also the same thing. Okay, so just ignore the equal sign because it is continuous. So from here you can see that this is normal distribution. Okay, this is standard normal distribution. So for normal distribution, you have to change from normal distribution to standard normal distribution by using this table here. Okay, and this is how we are going to do normal distribution by using the bell shape here. Okay, we are going to find the probability by using table, and again it has to be greater or greater and equal. The sign has to be greater and equal or greater. Okay, and all right, let's see the note that we have here. Okay, how to identify normal distribution? The bell curve is a normal distribution. We say that the data is normally distributed. Okay, as you can see from here, which is this can represent height, mark, size, continuous data. Okay, so if a continuous random variable has a normal distribution with mean mu, so here we have mean mu and variance sigma square. This is how we write our normal distribution. Okay, x is normally distributed with mean mu and variance sigma square here. So you can see that the properties of the normal distribution, it has a bell shape. Okay, so this one here, and mean, median and mode are equal and located at the center of the distribution. Okay, here is your mean, median and mode. So the curve is symmetric about the mean, and we know that the total area under the curve, which is represent the probability, this one is equals to 1. Okay, which means here is 0.5, here is 0.5. Okay, okay, so let's see. We are going to change from normal distribution x, and let's say like this. We have normal. This is our normal distribution. X is normally distributed with mean mu sigma square. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to change to standard normal distribution, which is we have to change into this. Okay, so z 0 1. Okay, so what is 0 1? Which is 0 is the mean of 0 and the standard deviation of 1. That is what standard normal distribution means. So as you can see from the table 3, here we have table of the standard normal distribution. So we are going to use this table to find the probability. So what you have to do here is make sure to change from normal to standard normal distribution first, then we are going to look at the table. So how are we going to change from normal to standard normal distribution? By using this formula here. Z is equals to x minus mu over sigma. Okay, so this is not given, so you have to remember this one here. Okay, so now we are going to use the table, and remember that as I said before, the sign has to be greater and equal. Okay, sign has to be greater and equal. Okay, because you can just simply ignore the equal sign. Okay, so before we are going to use the table, we have to change a little bit our probability, because we have to find greater than A. Sama lah macam binomial. Okay, we change the probability jadi greater and equal, but now we have a bell shape here. Remember, whenever you do normal distribution question, you have to draw the bell shape here. Okay, so let's see here. We have the probability of z less than negative A. Okay, so we cannot see the table yet. Okay, we cannot use the table because this one you have negative and the sign is less, so we have to change to greater and positive A. So how are we going to do that? So standard normal distribution, this is actually your z less than negative A. Okay, this is the area z less than negative a. So this one here is 0. So this is 0. So the whole thing here is negative. This is positive. Okay, so you have negative a here. Alright, so the probability, as I said before, that here is 0.5. Here is also 0.5. So what we can do from here is we can shift the area from the left hand side to the right hand side. Okay, we can shift this to here, which means probability of z less than negative a will be equal to probability of z greater than a. Okay, so because the area here is the same as the area here. Okay, so here we have z less than negative a is equals to z greater than a, because we can shift area under the curve, or as we can say, the probability that we have here. Okay, so now let's see number 2. Here we have pz greater than negative a. So let's say your negative a is here. Okay, so this is your negative a. So the question asks about greater, so we shade all the thing on the right hand side here. So again, on the area here that we shade here, so what we have to do is we have to take the whole probability, which is 1. Okay, total probability is 1 minus by this side here. So pz less than negative a. So we get this one here. Okay, so from properties number 1, you know that z less than negative a is the same as z greater than a. So we can change this into this. Or as you can see from the bell shape here, we have equals to, so this one, negative a, we can shift to this side here, which is we have positive a, which is this area is the same as this area here. Okay, this area here, which is, this is the same thing as 1 minus pz greater than a. Okay, which is we get the same answer here. Okay, so let's see the next one. P z is between negative b and a. Okay, between negative b and negative a. So both is on the left hand side. Okay, this is your 0. This will be 0. So negative b and negative a. So let's put this as negative b. And this is negative a. So this is the probability that we want to find. Okay, or the area that we want to find. So the same as before, we have to shift this area on the right hand side. Okay, shift this. And that will be, I will write this on here, will be here. Okay, we shift negative b to here, so this will be your b. And we shift negative a to here, this will be your a. So we will have area a and b around here. Okay, so this will be your 0. So how are we going to find that probability? Which is just simply z greater than a minus z greater than b. Okay, pz greater than a minus pz greater than b. Okay, greater than a is the whole thing on the right hand side, but you only want this area, so z minus by z greater than b. Okay, so let's see the next one. Pz is between negative a and 0. So here is our 0. This is our 0 here. And then we have negative a between negative a and 0. So here is our negative. So basically this is the area that we want. So again, we have to shift to the right hand side. So that will be, this one is the same as positive a here. The same as this area. Okay, how are we going to calculate this? So basically here is pz, the whole thing here on the right hand side is z greater than a, pz greater than 0 minus by this one here, which is pz greater than a. But you know that half of this area is 0.5. So as I said here, this is 0.5. So pz greater than 0 is the same as pz greater than 0 is the same as 0.5. So probability of z between negative a and 0, we can just simply change to 0.5 minus pz greater than a. Okay, so the last one here, let's see. Z between negative b and a. okay, between negative B and A. So let's see. Here we have 0. So this is our 0. Negative B and A. Negative B is on the left hand side. Positive A is on the right hand side. Okay, so this is what the area that you want. Okay, so are we going to change this area? Are we going to shift this area? Okay, we cannot shift. The only thing that we can do here is we are going to minus. Okay, so the whole probability, the whole thing is 1 minus by the area that we don't want here is this one, just pz less than negative B, and also this one, pz greater than A. Okay, so total probability 1 minus by this one minus by this one. But to see the table, we have to change into greater. So this one, by properties number 1, just simply be z greater than B. So you get the final answer here. Okay, and let's see, I have one more. Let's say if I have P negative A, Z A. Okay, Z is between A and negative A. So the same thing as here, which is it's gonna be 1 minus Pz less than negative A minus Pz greater than A. And this one we have to change to Z greater than A minus Pz greater than A. So this is actually the same thing. So you're going to end up with 1 minus 2 Pz greater than A. Okay, so this is these are all the properties for finding the probability for normal distribution. Okay, standard normal distribution. Okay, let's see the example. Sekarang mungkin kamu macam confused lagi apa yang terjadi, but that's okay. Let's find out in the question here. Okay, so x is a random variable following a normal distribution. So you know that this is a normal distribution question, so you have to change to standard normal distribution. Okay, with mean 10 and variance 9. So we have mean equals to 10 and variance is equals to 9. Find the z value, which would be used to represent an x value of 14. So here we have z is equals to, the formula is x minus mu over the standard deviation. So here we have x is 14 minus by 10 over by square root of 9, and here you get the answer 1.33. So that is how we change from normal distribution to standard normal distribution. Okay, so let's see example 9. Given the standard normal distribution, find z less than negative 1. Okay, so here is standard normal distribution. Straight away we can use the table. Okay, we don't have to change because as you can see here is already z. Okay, so bila dia x tu maksudnya kita kena tukar pergi jadi z dulu, baru kita boleh tengok table. Okay, now we are going to apply the bell shaped thing that we did earlier. Okay, so here we have z less than negative 1. Okay, biasakan lukis bell shape supaya kamu tak confused. So we have the bell shape here. So the question asks about z less than negative 1. Okay, so z less than negative 1. So this is your 0. So negative 1 is on the left hand side. This is negative 1. So z less than negative 1. This is the area that we want to find. Okay, so what we can do is we can shift negative 1 to the right hand side, and that will be the same as, this is your 1. The area will be the same as this area here, which is this will be equals to z greater than 1. Okay, so now we are going to look at the table. It is already standard normal distribution. So how are we going to use the table? So let's see. This is your z. This is also your z. Okay, so let's say if you have probability of z greater than 1.32. Okay, so how are we going to change this is the first two digit here, 1.3, you are going to find out here on this column here. Okay, this is your first three digits. So if you have 1.32, this is 1.3, and this is your 0.02. Okay, so the probability is gonna be here. Okay, this is 1.3, this is your 2. So here is your probability. Okay, let's say if you have pz greater than 0.48. So the first two digit here is 0.4. So this is 0.4. 8. Find your 8 here is this one. Okay, so this is the probability for pz greater than 0.48. Okay, so that is how we use the standard normal distribution table. But the question now here is we have z greater than 1, which is 1 is just simply 1.00. So from the table, we have 1.0 is here, and that the 0 is here, so the answer will be 0.1587. Okay, so for 1.00 will be here. So this will be the answer. Equals to 0.1587. Okay, so let's see next question. Pz between 0 and 1.42. So again, we draw the bell shape so we can see where is the area that we have. So in the center is your 0. So between 0 and 1.42, 1.42 is positive. So this is 1.42. So this is the area that we want. So for this one, you don't have to worry about shifting because both is positive. Both your A is positive. You have 1.42. So what we have to do here is just simply z greater than 0 minus by z greater than 1.2. So we can get the area here. Okay, so this one will be pz greater than 0 minus pz greater than 1.42. Okay, which is we do that the probability on the right hand side here, okay, on one side is simply just 0.5. So 0.5 minus pz greater than 1.42. So let's find 1.42 in your standard normal distribution. So 1.42. So 1.4 is here. This is 1.4. 2. This is our 2. Okay, 1.42. So if you can see this one and this one, so this will be your probability 0.0778. Okay, so we have 0.5 minus 0.0778, and we have the answer 0.4222. Okay, so now you can see a little bit how to do the standard normal distribution. So let's try more. Z is between 0.9 and 2. So these are both positive. Let's just draw the bell shape that we have here, 0.9. So let's say here is 0.9. And this is 2. Okay, this is the area that we want. So the same thing as before, just simply z greater than 0.9, which is the whole thing here, minus by yang kita tak nak, z greater than 2. So this one will be simply just pz greater than 0.9 minus pz greater than 2. Okay, so 0.9 means 0.90. Okay, so we have the statistical table. So 0.9, 0, so that will be 0.1841. Okay, so this one is equals to 0.1841 minus z greater than 2 is just simply 2.00. So find the table here. 2.00 is here. Okay, so 2.0, here is your 0. So the answer is 0.0228 minus 0.0228, and we have the answer 0.1613. Okay, so for positive, no problem, very easy. So for negative, a little bit complicated, not complicated, okay, confused sikit lah, okay, but the only thing that you have to remember is you have to shift on the right hand side, because to see the table, to use the table, we have to change to z greater than positive A. Okay, so that's why we have to change to the right hand side here. So let's see the next question. Z is between negative 0.42 and 0. So let's just write on the bell shape here. This is our 0. Negative 0.42 is on the left hand side. So this is the area that we want. Okay, now we have to shift, okay, because you have negative there. So this one, shift to this side here. And that will be positive 0.42. And the area is the same as this one. Okay, so this one will be changed to pz greater than 0 minus pz greater than 0.42. Okay, straight away you can use the table. Okay, greater than 0, greater than 0.42. So greater than 0, you know that the probability is 0.5. 0.42, let's see the table. 0.4, this is your 0.4. 0.4, this is your 2, so that will be 0.3372. Okay, 0.5 minus 0.3372, so here's the answer is 0.1628. Okay, let's try the last two questions here. Z is between negative 2.1 and negative 0.98. Okay, again, let's do the bell shape here. So this is our 0 in the middle. Both our A here is negative. So negative 2.1. Here is negative 2.1. And here is negative 0.98. So this is the area that we want here. So what we can do is just simply shift to the right hand side. Okay, shift negative 2.1 will be positive 2.1 here. Shift negative 0.98 will be positive 0.98 dekat sini. Okay, so this is the area that we want. So macam tadi, macam biasa, we just simply change to pz greater than 0.98 minus pz greater than 2.1. Okay, kalau masih lagi tak faham macam mana, here is, ini yang kuning ni semua ialah z greater than 0.98. Okay, kamu nak yang bershade tu, so we have to minus by z greater than 2.1. So tinggallah yang kuning sahaja. Okay, now let's see the table. 0.98, so 0.9, this is 0.9, 8 is here. So the probability is 0.1635. Okay, equals to 0.1635. And here we have 2.1. 2.1. So here is 2.1. So that means 2.10. Okay, so here's going to be 2.10. So the probability is 0.0179. 0.0179, and the final answer we have 0.1456. Okay, the last one, probability of modulus z greater than 0.5. So there is definition for this one here, which is you can change to, if we draw the bell shape, it's going to be like this. Okay, modulus of z greater than 0.5 is the same as, this is negative 0.5, this is 0.5. The area that we want to find is this one and this one here. Okay, so that is the definition for modulus z greater than 0.5. So this one is the same as z less than negative 0.5 plus pz greater than 0.5. Okay, so this one doesn't matter. Okay, kita boleh terus tengok table, but this one we have to change first to z greater than 0.5. So we have 2z greater than 0.5, so that will just simply be equals to 2pz greater than 0.5. Okay, so sekarang cari 0.5 dalam table kita. We have 0.50, which is 0.3085. 2 times 0.3085, and the final answer is 0.617. Okay, so let's see the last example here. We have for standard normal distribution, we have find the value of A if pz greater than A. So the previous question we want to find the probability, but now the probability is given to us. Okay, so instead of this thing, probability here, we are going to find this thing here. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We just simply make sure it is greater than, z is greater than, so as you can see from here, it's already greater than A. So we have 0.3594. So we go to the table, we have to find 3594. Okay, janganlah cari merata-rata. This one dia ada ikut turutan. So the first here, this is 0.4, 0.39, and here we have 0.394 dekat sini. okay, which is your 0.394 represents 0.36, okay. So this is 0.394, which is this is at 0.36. So the answer is just simply our A equals to 0.36. Okay, question B. So here we have PZ less than A equals to 0.0985. So we cannot just straightforward find this in your table because this one hasn't been greater than A. So this one is very important to draw your bell shape so that we can see here. Okay, so less than A. Okay, A can be positive or negative. Okay, we don't know that what the value of A. So that means, so let's say this one and this one here. Okay, if Z less than A, let's put this as A, Okay, Z less than A can be this area if this is your A, or can also be, if this is your A, can be this area. Okay, so is it here or here? We are going to see at the probability. The probability is 0.0985. So obviously, if your A is here, if this is your area, your probability has to be greater than 0.5, okay, because one side is 0.5 plus by this side, so it has to be greater than 0.5. So your probability given in the question is less than 0.5, so that means this is our A. Okay, that is our A. So on the left hand side, that means that is negative A. Okay, so now we are going to change this PZ less than A, since we know that it is negative A. So we have PZ greater than A is equals to 0.0985. Sorry, PZ greater than negative A equals to 0.0985. Okay, so now we are going to find 0.0985 in the table. So here is 0.96, here is 0.0985. So this one represent 1.29. Okay, so 1.29. So here we actually have PZ greater than 1.29 is equals to 0.0985. So what we have to do here is we just compare this value, and you should get negative A equals to 1.29, which is A is supposed to be negative value. Okay, negative 1.29. So you're going to focus on this probability here. If it is less than 0.5, means your A will be negative. Okay, so if I can write it like this, if your PZ less than A is less than 0.5, then we know that A is less than 0. Okay, your A will be negative. Okay, so focus on your probability. So let's see next question, question C. We have Z is between negative 0.3 and A. So this is very helpful if you can draw your bell shape. So here we have 0, and here is your negative 0.3, obviously on the left hand side. Okay, we don't know our A. Is it positive or negative? Okay, it can be here, negative, or it can be here. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to see the value of the probability. If your A is here, this is supposed to be greater than 0.5, but the probability that you have here is less than 0.5. So we know that the value of A is less than 0, which is negative. Okay, value of A kamu akan jadi negative. So here we have Z is between negative 0.3 and A given in the question. So we know that we can shift this to the right hand side. So that will be A shift to the right hand side, that will be negative A. Okay, bila kita shift, sign dia akan bertukar. So here is 0.3. Jangan kamu pelik kenapa this one dekat sebelah kanan tapi dia negative. Okay, as I said that the value of A is negative. So bila kita letak negative dengan negative, this one is supposed to be positive lah. Okay, so now we have P negative 0.3, Z less than A equals to 0.0269, which is the same as PZ greater than negative A minus PZ greater than 0.3, 0.0269. Okay, so whole thing here minus whole thing here. Okay, this one we can just go straight to the table, 0.3. So let's find 0.30, which is 3821. Okay, so here we'll have pz greater than negative a minus 0.3821 equals to 0.0269. Okay, so bawa sebelah, we have pz greater than negative a equals to 0.409. Okay, now to find your a macam yang tadi lah. Okay, same thing macam yang tadi. We are going to find the probability of this one in your table. Okay, 0.409. This is 46. This is 34. This is 4090. Okay, so this value represents 0.23. Okay, so 0.23. So this is the same as pz greater than 0.23 equals to 0.4090. So we can conclude that our negative a equals to 0.23 and your a equals to negative 0.23, which is the same as what we have stated in the first in the question earlier at the question, which is your a is supposed to be negative. Okay, all right, so let's see the last question here. Pz is between negative a and a, so this one is by using properties. Okay, if you use the bell shape here, so negative a, positive a. Okay, so as you can see, this is the area which is greater than 0.5. Okay, which is valid because we have the probability is 0.7062. So how are we going to find this area? We just simply put 1 minus pz. 1 is the whole thing, the whole probability 1, minus by this one, minus by this one. Okay, so 1 minus by z less than negative a minus pz greater than a, which is we get 0.7062. And this one here, using the shift, we can get here z, we can change to z greater than a minus pz greater than a, which is here 0.7062. And this is the same thing, negative pz greater than a minus negative minus pz greater than a will be 1 minus 2 pz greater than a equals to 0.7062. Okay, so now kita ada 2 pz greater than a, we bring 1 to the other side, you should get 0.2938. Okay, we want to get rid of 2, divided both by 2, you should get pz greater than a equals to 0.1469. Okay, now only we can see the table. Okay, so 1469, let's find here inside the table. 1469, here is 18, here is 17, here 1492, so here is 1469, which is that represent the value of 1.05. Okay, so your a will be simply a equals to 1.05. Okay, so that's it for standard normal distribution. Okay, we are going to continue on how to change from normal to standard normal distribution in the next video.